Hey guys, this is Rami here with Kyra Construction, and I want to show you a little bit of different options, different slabs, and what you can get when you go into a slab yard just like this one. One of the beautiful things on choosing a slab is that you're getting pretty much a piece of art made by nature. And this is something that would be unique for your project, unique to your kitchen, unique to your bathroom remodeling. Nobody can say that I got the same slab and it looks exactly the same, and that's where the beauty comes in. It always becomes at a focal point in a kitchen. Everybody stands around the island and talks about the piece. So I personally always like to take my clients and go in the direction of natural stones, because it would never repeat itself and we'll always get something that looks a little bit more unique, a little bit more special, and each client has their own feeling of what they want to get from the stone. So I think that's the best way to approach it. Let me show you some slabs that are available. One of my favorite slabs that I like to look in, I tend to to go for the ones that are not common, is the ones that you don't see a lot in houses, because we want to make sure that every project we do is unique. And not only that, we want to make sure that in the experience, the client gets something that he can talk about, brag about, and show to their friends, show to their family, without saying, oh, I've seen that slab in Home Depot or I've seen that slab somewhere. It's a very unique experience. One of the very important things when choosing a slab is always to take in consideration, of course, that colors are working with the scheme of all the elements that you have in the room. But more than that, it's important to remember that when you go to a shiny slab that's too shiny, it could reflect light and take away from the elements that you actually do see in a slab yard. So I always tell clients to consider that and consider the lighting that we're going to do in the project. And based on that, we're going to decide, are we going to get the slab glossy, shiny finish, or are we going to get the slab honed? And by that, it's going to be almost kind of dull, but it won't reflect light, and it will show all the movement in the slab much, much better. Let me show you another one that I really like. Look at this amazing piece. It's like amazing. I love it. So some slabs are a little bit wilder, but it's always depending on the application where you're going to take it and what you're going to use it for. I'm going to show you something that's really, really cool. And let's go in here. So this slab specifically has a special application. It's not an application, it's more, to be correct, it's more of a wire brush finish, and that creates, it's called leather finish. And it gives a very unique feel to the touch. It's different, it doesn't feel smooth, but that gives it a very natural character. I personally love the leathered finish, and I love the matte slabs more than shiny ones, just again because it does allow you to see much more of the movement in the slab, and you're showing off really what the piece is. When you go to a shiny slab, you sometimes lose a little bit of the elements of the slab, whatever you get in it. So I personally really love it. And always remember, these are all natural veins that occurred through pressure inside the earth. Some of those slabs a million years before they were quarried out. So it's really important to understand and appreciate the value of those slabs. Let me show you something else. This is a black granite. It's a honed finish in this one, in this case. And you can see how, even though it's almost black on black, and I'm sure there through the camera you can catch that too, you can see those spots and elements in it, which gives that natural stone look to the slab, and it doesn't feel almost like overwhelmed black. You don't get a shiny black that you lose that effect. So that's very important to always remember. Shiny slabs reflect light, and that throws off a little bit of what you see in the yard. So I always tell my clients, when we choose a slab, remember the lighting, and if you want to see all those elements, always go for a matte, honed, or leathered finish. Of course, they cost a little bit more because they go through a special treatment, but it's always worth it. Let me show you another one. This is a honed slab, and you can see how beautiful. You could see it's all dull. The finish is into the stone. There is no shine to it, but it has a lot of richness. And of course, all the stones can be sealed. Everything could be protected, and it could be sealed with matte finish sealer, so it doesn't have to bring back the shine. There is a process to protect the stone, but those are what makes, these are the elements that makes really slabs much more precious, and it becomes almost like a jewel piece in your project. Let me show you one more. This one is leathered. I love this one again. Because it's a very neutral slab, it does bring the earth tones in. It's not too dramatic. It doesn't have too much of veining. It does have movement, which makes it very crystallized and very, very unique. As you can see, it's almost like cracked, but it's not. I wish you can feel it through the camera what I'm touching right now, but it's it's a gorgeous slab. It just feels, like you're literally rubbing a leather surface. It's amazing. The beauty of this material is because all the elements that you see, all those stains that you can see inside, they're all natural occurring, pressure. So it's always going to be fading in and out of the stone. It would never be like a clear strike. When you look at, for example, porcelain slabs, it's almost like a picture printed. So you can never get that depth that you would get in a natural stone. With a natural stone, you will always get that transition. One of the important things is when you do a kitchen, and we always secure another extra slab. So if the kitchen requires 3 slabs, we'll secure the 4th one as well, just to make sure that there would be a continuation in the tonality of the stone, and there would be a continuation in the veining process of it. So if we wanted to create kind of a flow of matching veins, and we don't want to feel like there was a cut in the slab, we always secure another one. So we buy what we need, and we secure one more just to make sure that we can cover that detail and never go back and say, now we can't get that continuation one, because the slabs, as they're cut in the quarry, they cut sliced in and they are delivered in that sequence. So we want to make sure that we get the next one on the line. So that's very important. Every time that you're going to get a kitchen or something that requires more than 1 slab, is to always take that in consideration. It's a very important thing because it could make or break your kitchen project. So very important to remember that. Let me show you one more. What a beautiful slab. So it literally looks like sand with a little bit of water in it. I could see it like almost like a beach. That could be a beautiful slab for a bathroom. Introducing some water, some movement. Again, nothing is predicted. You're never gonna get a next slab that would be exactly the same. It always would be a little bit different. It would have, again, the elements of nature into it, the movement. Look at these gorgeous lines that you have here. Look at these beautiful lines of blue. This is an amazing slab that I would probably recommend to use in a master bathroom or something like that, just because it brings that feel of water into the room, but yet, still kind of a spa feeling. It's not very, again, not predictable, which I really like, and I'm attracted to those kind of stones more than the ones that are predictable. Shall we go to see the book match? Yeah. Let me show you. So what if you needed a slab that's bigger than 1 slab and you wanted to get, something that works as a piece of art? Doesn't have to be this one specifically. The beauty of going with a book match, other than obviously seeing this piece of art really working in front of you, and this is beautiful for fireplaces. It's amazing when you got like a big living room wall, sometimes maybe a shower, a master shower that's huge, and 1 slab wouldn't cover it. You don't want to do connections. You introduce that book match, and it could come in with many options, but the slab has to have that feature, meaning that when they cut this stone, they cut another slice of the same stone, and they actually mirror it. And they finish this edge and they finish this edge, so you get a slab that works together with the second one, and that's called book match. They're more unique. Not a lot of slabs have that, but when you introduce that, you're actually introducing something that, it's an endless, and it's a timeless piece. So you can see how beautiful the lines match, because it's the same stone pretty much split in 2. And I want to show you another one. This slab, the beauty of it really is that you can see that you have a little bit of transparency. So this slab would be usually used for something with backlighting, and it could be a cool bar, a wet bar in a house. It could be something that becomes a piece. And when you put the lighting behind it, you can create this like movement to the stone, and the stone doesn't stand just dull like that. But look what a gorgeous piece this is. Look how the crystallization goes in it. You can see the cracks, the lines. We're talking about, I want to say, hundreds of thousands of years in the making to see stones, because they have a huge collection. The material that it is here is always amazing. The service that I get personally, because of the relationship we have with them, is amazing. So my clients, we always end up here. And most of the times we get our slabs from here as well, just because it works perfect with all our projects. This is another book match. The cracks in the stone, almost like rust. This is like a very rich, in my opinion, a very rich stone. Maybe it's a very unique application, could be depending. But again, the idea is to see what's the possibilities when you go into book matching and starting to open up the slabs and covering a bigger area, that with that you can, don't have to do repeated slabs on a wall. You can do something that has actually an art piece into it and get like a bigger coverage, something like to talk about. And I found that many times when I show it to clients, and it could be this slab or it could be that slab, or it could be any other slab that's book matched, every client finds something else when they see it. It's like when you look at a drawing and somebody says like, what do you do? What do you see out of that? And each one sees something else in the drawing. So always a client has like, you know, something comes out of those beautiful pieces of art. So I personally always tell clients, take a minute, look at the slab, see what you feel, see what you're getting from it. Sometimes it's a match, sometimes it isn't, but it gives a very, very big impact on every client. And I've seen it, you know, over 20 years of experience with clients doing this. I've seen every client can say on the same slab a completely different story, which in a way, that's what your friends would say. That's what people would gonna come to your house would say. So again, you wanna do something special, a book match is always a way to go. If you guys wanna have a tailored experience, construction work done to your house, contact us, Kyra Construction, today.